Well, hello there. My name's Doug Meadows, and I'm the founder and visionary and hero maker here at David Douglas Diamonds, and welcome to a century of luxury and legacy. And today, I'm over in England, and came over here earlier. We went to London, and then we just spent 3 days in Cotswolds. A beautiful area, and now we're in Yorkshire, I think is how you say it. This is I've learned that this is where my great-grandfather was born, and once we finish up here, we'll be heading on up to where my grandfather was born, up in the Birmingham area. But I wasn't very far from here and thought, well, this is where my great-grandfather came from. I need to at least drive through and share that with you all. My brother gave me a little bit of history on him, but don't really remember a lot. But if you ever get a chance to go to the Cotswolds, it was a real beautiful area. We had a great time there. Really enjoyed it. And this is May, so it's a little chilly still here. We've had some beautiful days. Today's a little chilly and just overcast. Just about every day says it's going to rain, but you might get a sprinkle here or there, but it's nothing like a torrential downpour that we've experienced yet. But it's been a lot of fun to come here and enjoy the beauty of all this stuff out here, and just to know that my grandfather came from this area is really cool. But I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next destination, and we'll pick up there. So we'll see you soon. All right. Well, we're back now here in Birmingham, England, and this is where my grandfather was born and raised until he was 3. They came on over to Canada, but I tell you, it's hard driving over here, being on the wrong side of the road and all these roundabouts. Oh my goodness, I was going in circles there for a little bit. But anyways, one of the stories that I started wondering about is in our bench pans. So when we're working on jewelry, we're filing it, we're sanding it, doing different things, and we have what we call a bench pan, and it's to collect all the dust and the dirt and the gold clippings, the gold file dust, all that kind of stuff, and we're able to recycle that or recover that. And so we had these square wood trays, had a metal bottom to it, and we had a rabbit's foot in there. It was about that long, and you would sweep it up into the corner, and then, some jewelers are very good at cleaning it up every day, some once a week, and some whenever they need to. But I started being curious about this rabbit's foot. Why did we have a rabbit's foot? And I asked, why do we have a rabbit's foot? And to clean up our bench pans. He goes, really, I don't even know why. He said, maybe it's for good luck. I don't know. Well, I started investigating it once I got over here and reading about it and different things, and found out that pet shops have rabbit's foot for dogs to chew on. The hair on the rabbit's foot was good for their digestive tract and different things, and so I stopped by a pet store and I bought me like 6 of these things. They were like 69 cents each, and it was really interesting. So I can't wait to get that back and be able to use it again. I bought one for my brothers and different things, but it's definitely been a learning experience for me to come over here to England kind of visit some of these spots where my grandfather came from and my great-grandfather came from. But I don't know, you know, we're heading on up to York on our way up there. We've enjoyed a PBS series called All Creatures Great and Small, and tomorrow we have a All Creatures Great and Small bus tour that I'm excited about to go see what that's all about. But as far as I know, this is going to be it for this video. If I change my mind, I'll add it at the end. You know, if I get up into York and get inspired and want to add more to this. But other than that, hope to see you next week. Signing off for now. Thanks. Bye. All right. Well, I'm back. You know, driving from the Cotswolds to Gloucester to Birmingham and then up here just north of York, a little town called Hanby or Hanby. It was stressful. And so my last two videos I did were not relaxed. They were very stress-filled, trying to find parking spots, trying to maneuver traffic. This is my first time in my life being able to drive in a car that the steering wheel is on the right-hand side of the car and I drive on the left side of the road, which is totally opposite of what we do in the U.S. And then put on top of that, you're renting a car. I was supposed to get a Peugeot or something like that, and they gave me a Mercedes. So I thought that was a nice upgrade. But you know, you don't know the car very well. You're trying to learn it. You know, anytime I go anywhere in the U.S. and I rent a car, it's usually about the second or third day where you start feeling a little comfortable driving the car. You kind of know where things are at, how it operates, things like that. Put on top of that, trying to drive and maneuver on the left side of the road is a little bit of a challenge. You know, yesterday we went into the town of York. We were going on a tour of All Creatures Great and Small. It was a all-day tour in a Mercedes Sprinter van, 12 seats. And thankfully, I thought we needed to leave. I thought the tour left at 8 o'clock. And so I said, well, we're about an hour from there up here. And I said, you know, let's leave at 6:30 so we can find a parking spot and all that stuff. On our way down, my wife is reading the information and she said, Doug, this doesn't start until 9 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, well, good. That takes a little bit of stress off me. But then it starts raining and we get into York and we get to where we're supposed to be picked up. So we get our bearings with that. And then to try to find a parking spot or a parking garage has turned out to be a big challenge. We pulled up to one. It was for permits only. And you just, I mean, again, I'm in another country. I don't know how things operate totally. And I finally find one at a train station, trying to determine, is this a long-term, short-term, all that kind of stuff. We just threw the dice. I paid some money for it and went for the day. Thankfully, our car was there when we got back, but I'm just glad we left early because it took me an hour to find a parking spot and maneuver around these towns. The streets are extremely narrow, and sometimes you feel like you're going down somebody's driveway or you're going down an alley, and you just wonder what happens if you run across the car coming at you. And we had to find that out a couple of times, and either one of you backs up and finds a little spot to pull off, and then the other one goes around you. But you know, today we've stayed at two different places here. Technically three. We stayed at a hotel outside of London at the airport, and we'll be going back there again tomorrow night before we fly home. But I went on, I mean, there's so many different websites you can use to find accommodations. On this particular trip, I used VRBO, which typically I'm an Airbnb guy, but I don't know why I chose VRBO, but I did. And I mean, anytime you do this kind of stuff, you just never know what you're going to get sometimes, because sometimes they show you pictures and they're deceiving. It's almost like they're showing you pictures of the area and you think it's like the backyard or something. And that's how I felt about this place before I got here. I'm looking at these beautiful pictures and it's like, this is just too good to be true. And I mean, it's got 4 bedrooms. Every bedroom has a bathroom. There's another bathroom on the main level. So we are not lacking bathrooms at all. Beautiful accommodations. Both places were beautiful. I mean, both places we stayed at were amazing. I mean, thankfully we hit home runs on both places. But, and where they're located are both really nice little places. The one we stayed in Cotswolds, the Cotswolds is kind of like a big county. And so not knowing the area, I didn't know where to position myself for some of the things we wanted to do. But again, thankfully, the place we grabbed, I mean, it was, for me, logistically and travel-wise, we were just nothing was more than 30 minutes away. This place, I'm happy to make the drive. It is out here quite a bit. And it does, I mean, you're about 30 minutes from nothing, from anything really. But it's a beautiful drive, different scenery up here, everything's different because we're way north. And, but man, this place is just, both of them were so nice. And they, both places greeted us with gifts when we walked in the door. I mean, one of them had a nice cake, some flowers on the table, a big loaf of bread, man, so many other things. Let me think. There was milk in the fridge for your tea. They had the tea out, teapots. My wife was just in heaven with all this tea stuff. And but I don't know. It's been really, really interesting. Yesterday we did the tour, and it was very educational, along with enjoyable. We did get to, me and my wife, we enjoy the PBS TV series, All Creatures Great and Small. So we actually got to see a couple of the filming locations. They were setting up. They were going to be filming later in the afternoon, so we didn't get to see that, but we did get to see the setup and how they convert a little town into an older town. It was really interesting. But this, I don't know, it's been fun, but I just wanted to share a little bit about the fun stuff we've been doing. On one of my videos, I talked about a rabbit's foot, and so I dug it out of my suitcase so I could show you my little rabbit's foot. And so I'll be able to put this in my bench pan and just sweep up all my gold dust into my corner of my pan. And then usually every couple of days or so, I'll go through it and kind of sort it out a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, this is my best souvenir for me, just because it just reminds me so much of my grandfather and the mystery of why he had this. I think I got a rough idea why now. It was just that these were actually used for brushes back in the day here in England, and also for good luck. But I don't know. We're going to be heading back to London tomorrow, and then getting on a plane the following day to fly on home. So our travels are beginning to come to an end. Today we'll go to the James Herriot Museum and go explore a little bit of this countryside a little bit more for our last day up in this area. Tomorrow on our way to London, we go back into York, and we get to go to Betty's tea room and have some tea at 12 o'clock. and so have no clue what that's about. It'll be interesting to see and learn about that. But I just wanted to show you around this place just a little bit, and so I don't know. Thanks for listening to my rambling about this beautiful place, and if you've stuck around to watch it to the end, thank you, and I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Bye now.